Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Vlogmas. What I thought we'd do today is I'm going to empty one of my cubes on my bookshelf here to see what books I've got on there and what books I still need to read, because thinking about it, I've got a lot of books on my TBR that I've forgotten about actually. So it'd be a nice surprise for me as well to see what's on this shelf. So I thought I'd bring all the books out, we'll have a look what there is, see what's left to read, and it'll be a bit of a bookshelf tour, shelf tour for you as well. So here we go. You just excuse my back while I'm bringing them all out. I was just about to say, it will be a miracle if I don't drop some. CDs there. Oh, didn't realise there was two on there. Oh, okay. There's my pile. Are we empty? Yes, we're empty. Right. Oh dear. Where shall I start? The Hungry Hills. This is by Janet MacLeod Trotter. Poignant story of one woman's fight for the people she loves, and it's first in the Durham trilogy, and I believe that they came as a set. Yes. So I'd not seen these before, found them in the second-hand bookstore. I've had them 2 years, not read them. So book one. Book 2, The Darkening Skies. Book 3, Never Stand Alone. So, no, not read those 3. To read pile. Thank goodness I found one I've read. Okay, so this is Jodie Picoult, Small Great Things. Fantastic book. I really enjoyed this. Have a look in my playlist. I have got a review on this on its own. Very much tackles racism, issues within hospitals, where nurses and medical staff are vulnerable, really, open to being sued. Fantastic book. So yes, one to put on the red. Not the red as in R-E-D, but the red R-E-A-D. Next, One in a Million Boy, Monica Wood. Read this. This is lovely. This was part of the subscription service that Eleanor Reads Books sent out, and this is gorgeous. About a young boy that doesn't seem to have a name, he just seems to be called Boy, and yeah, really gorgeous book. Lovely relationship that he has with an old lady that sort of takes him under his wing. So yeah, I've read that, worth looking at. The Book That Matters Most, Anne Hood. Read this as well. Oh, we're doing well so far. I've put book club read for hashtag on the booktube shelf. And that's with some of my lovely friends over in the States. And this is all centres around, it's a bit of a love story. It's also, if you're looking for a book that is around a book club in a library, and yeah, I think you'd enjoy that. It was okay. It wasn't one of the best books I've read, but yes, red pile. How to Read Water, another red one. This is Tristan Gooley. I read this last year for Non-Fiction November. Fascinating. It really is fascinating. all about if you're drawn to water, the sea, like I am. If you're very spiritual, looking at Native American symbolism and all how you can tell different things from the lay of the land due to how the water's flowing. Very clever chap. And yeah, there's also a section in here in Derbyshire in the village of Eyam where the Great Plague started, and we used to go there quite a lot when I was a child. Well worth a read. Non-fiction, but crikey, I haven't got a clue what this one is. Obviously not read it. The Shark God. This is by Charles Montgomery. Encounters with Ghosts and Ancestors in the South Pacific. Crikey. Much more than a travel memoir. Insightful adventures, a breathtaking, beautifully written snapshot of cultures. I don't know if that's a fiction or non-fiction. So, not read pile. Oh, this great big tome. Oh, Kate Morton, one of my favourites. The Distant Hours. I have not read this one. I think you can see why. Oh, look. How many pages has this got? Okay. Can you hear Nelson barking in the background? We've got a playing field on the back of us. He keeps sticking his head through the cat flap and barking, thinking every dog that goes by is on his territory. 673 pages. Actually, it looks as if there'd be more there. But yeah, usually one of World War II fiction, and to read pile. Jasmine Nights, Julia Gregson. Lovely book. I've read this. This is if you're interested in World War II fiction again. This is set in World War II. It's a love story. It's based in the UK and in Sussex actually. And then we have Saba, who is a beautiful singer, goes and sings to the troops and everything for the morale. And there's a lovely love story in this. She goes over to Alexandria. Yeah, worth a read. So red pile. If I Was Your Girl. This is good. This is Meredith Russo. I read this for Diversathon. And yeah. This is LGBTQ category and what somebody that is transitioning has to go through. It's fiction. Lovely story. Really enjoyed it. Red pile. Agatha Christie. As you know, I love my Agatha Christie. Just finished reading ABC Murders with my lovely friend Cheryl from CR Flames fan. And this is another one I picked up recently for second-hand shop. Five Little Pigs. Not read that. Another Agatha Christie, and then There Were None. I've reread this recently. This is one of my faves. I actually did this at secondary school, high school. It was a house play. We all had houses that we were in back in those days, and I was in Rearsby House, and each house had to compete and do a play and compete for house prizes. This is what we did, and then There Were None. Great, one of my favourite Agatha Christie. Very mysterious and atmospheric. So yes, read that. That's a reread for me. Next, Death in the Dordogne. This is Martin Walker. Those that have been with me for a while will remember I featured this in my Cozy Crime series. I didn't get on with it. I didn't read it. DNF'd it. David read it and enjoyed it. So I might give it another go at some stage, but we'll put that in the red or DNF'd. Crooked Heart, Lisa Evans. This is lovely. This is a World War II fiction. I really enjoyed this. It's about what it's like to be an evacuee or a youngster growing up in London in the war, and lovely friendships that develop. So lovely, well worth a read. Next, I haven't got a clue what this is. Somebody Else's Kids. That's by Tori Hayden, the author of the bestseller One Child. I've not heard of that then. There were problem children no one wanted until one teacher took them in her heart. Sounds interesting. Another big one I've not read. Oh no. Oh crikey. Why did I pick this shelf? Stuart Harrison, Better Than This. I love Stuart Harrison. He's written some really good stuff. Not perhaps all that well known an author. I think he's quite prolific in the States. This one I've not read. This is Better Than This, and be interesting to see what this one is. Now the next one is by Stuart Harrison again, and this is The Snow Falcon. Loved this book. In fact, I've recommended Krista from, oh crikey, can't think of a booktube name. Books and Jams, that's it. Krista from Books and Jams. She's had a she's got a pot where she puts some titles in, and she got in touch with 12 of us, 12 friends, to give her a title of a book, something, you know, that perhaps she's not come across, and she's chosen a title every month to read, and the very last one has been The Snow Falcon, and this is gorgeous, really gorgeous. The backdrop, the mountains, it's about a gyrfalcon, but it's much more than that. There's family, there's relationship, there's grief issues, and just how amazing this falcon is, and the backdrop and everything about it. So that is fabulous. Read that one. I'll love to read it again. This one, Better Than This, I must get to that soon. Each one's different. They're all different. They're not you know, following on from the other, or a particular genre. They're all different. Getting down now, Pig Heart Boy, Mallory Blackman. This is a YA. Yes, I really enjoyed this. You'll have heard a lot about this. I did buy an extra one and gave it away. I think, I don't know, it was for when I got to 100 subscribers. I can't remember now. Young lad that's got to have open heart surgery, and some scientific developments when human hearts aren't available. And I think it raises the issues of transplantation, and you know, if you do want to be on that list to help save somebody when anything happens to you, it's very important, very important. So that's good. YA, great for, you know, young adults to have a better understanding. Next, Kate Atkinson. So you can see we've got a really mixed selection here. I haven't got my shelves in any sort of particular genre order. Behind the Scenes at the Museum. I love this. Absolutely love this book. You think that it's going to be about a museum and perhaps a bit boring. It's not. Behind the Scenes of the Museum is a particular area. It's a fantastic family drama. Split time narratives. Before I Go to Sleep, S.J. Watson. I'd love to reread this. This is a psychological thriller at its very best. Someone has an accident, wakes up. Apparently it's a film now. I haven't seen the film. I don't like seeing films of books, really, especially the psychological ones. And she loses her memory. She gets amnesia. There's a good twist at the end of that for those that haven't read it. The House at Riverton, Kate Morton. Now, I do get a bit annoyed when I've got some in hardback, some in paperback, but sometimes, you know, you get them from the charity shop or whatever, in it, not expensive, and, you know, I just get them. Not read that either. Oh, crikey, another big one. When do I get obsessed with getting these massive hardbacks? Oh, because it was £1.99, that's why. £1.99 on the back, that's why I got it. It doesn't matter if I want to read it or not. £1.99, oh crikey. It's called The Governor's Wife. A gripping read with unexpected twists that rank with anything Grisham has done in years. One of the best legal thrillers. So, it's about a Republican governor in Texas. Money, power, influence, but something isn't right in his life. Oh, another one. I'm glad I haven't said to camera that I'm going to read every book on my shelf that's not being read. Start with this one. Right, India Night. My Life on a Plate. This is funny. India Night writes, you know, she writes very tongue-in-cheek comedy. Well, they're not supposed to be comedy perhaps in some ways, but you know, they're quite funny. I've got a Christmas one that I'm reading again, and yeah, this is really good. Usually, you know, an easy read, something if you want a bit light-hearted. I think this is about a lady of single parent but trying to find a man to suit. Oh, All the Rivers. This is by Dorit Babinyan. I've read this. Yeah, it was fine. This was one of our Read Around the World book clubs hosted by Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventures. Yeah, it was okay. I can't say that I totally loved it. Call Me Elizabeth. This is one, again, I read last year. This is by Dawn Annandale, for Non-Fiction November. And this is really good. She actually has written about her life as a prostitute and how she ended up having to do that to save her family and save the family home, and she did it for her children, and, you know, put herself at risk at times. Very candid account of, you know, there for the grace of God go I, you know, when people shouldn't be judged, because we never know what circumstances people are forced into doing things they don't want. Well worth a read, loved it. The Bone Sparrow, read this. Zana Fraillon, one of my best books for this year. One of the best books I've read this year. So probably I'm going to do you know, my favourite books of 2017. This will certainly be on it. It's about a boy that was born and grew up in a not a concentration camp, but it felt like it. One of these detention camp for refugees. Loved it. So there we go. And then finally on that shelf, Orangeboy, Patrice Lawrence. Again, read this, loved this. This is also on one of my top reads for this year. So if out of all this, that's it for that shelf. It's a good job I've got deep shelves, hey. So the three I choose that are must reads out of that are The Bone Sparrow, Orangeboy, The Bone Sparrow, and The Snow Falcon. So there we go. I've ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18 books. So 28 books. And I've got 10 still to read. Not bad going. I thought I'd have a whole shelf full. There's certainly quite a few on there and forgotten I'd bought and don't know why I bought, but we'll see. So hope you've enjoyed that little look. I'll probably do this again with some of the others, and see you again next time. Bye for now.